Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. A little bit of technical difficulties to start this thing, but this is the Virtual Velocity Racing Cup Car Series here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Race number 12 already underway, and already some big drama. Pole sitter out here, the 07. Losing my train of thought here. The 07 of Justin Lewis getting involved in an incident that ended up taking out quite a few drivers here, as the drivers are without a fast repair here tonight. So already have a few fatalities. Douglas Johnson, Joshua Divers, Michael Eden out of the race. Justin Lewis back out there and is certainly off pace, hanging out in the back right now. So hopefully he can use the rest of the race to work back up there, but he's going to need a lot of help. DJ Mitzel, your current leader, Hemi Gherardini in second, Eric Blunt, Ty Marasco, Tim Williams, your top five, but it certainly has been shaken up here a bit in the beginning of this race, and a lot of guys making the moves up and down the order, and a lot of guys with some heavy damage from that earlier wreck. Carl Lamrock joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, you made it. We got this thing in here, and we got some racing here at Charlotte.
Yeah, I love Charlotte. Yeah, a little bit technical difficulties getting things started here on my end. I don't know what the heck was going on. Just I had everything ready. I was all set to go, and all of a sudden everything went crumbling down. But we're here at Charlotte for a good 120 laps with with Virtual Velocity Racing. So yeah, big, interesting. Unfortunately, unable to catch that beginning of the race, but we got a good one here right now with Gherardini out front, with Eric Blunt, DJ Mitzel, Ty Marasco, Tim Williams for your top five.
Looking at last week's results, we had at Michigan, Derek Paulson, your points leader, was able to take the checker flag there, but 11 different leaders at Michigan, and I mean, I know Michigan's gone. I know we ran it last week. I know we're not going to get to a to a 2-mile track. I'm not sure if we touch one for the rest of the season, but I already miss it. I already miss the old girl from last week, as it put on a fantastic race out there. But Charlotte is not that bad either. Most of these guys should have plenty of experience here at Charlotte, as this is kind of, I don't want to say the starter track, but a lot of the rookie class races are based here in Charlotte. You have the street stock races here, the legend cars race here, and really, I mean, digging into Charlotte itself, I know Indianapolis is the world center of racing, and I get it. You get the Indy 500 there, very iconic, been running for over 100, I think over 150 years at this point. But I mean, you look at the Charlotte Motor Speedway and the complex here, and the Charlotte Motor Speedway itself has held NASCAR races, obviously Xfinity Truck Series. You have the Indy cars here. The Roval has held the IndyCar races. Actually, I'm not sure about IndyCar races, but it's held the IMSA races. You got the Legend Car track in the front stretch, which also hosts the Bandoleros. And then even when you get away from this track, not too far away is the dirt track at Charlotte, which hosts the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and late models for the World Finals. Arguably the I don't want to say the crown jewel for their series, their season, because there's a lot of crown jewels for both those series, but it's the season finale, and they hold all of the season finales there for all the big kind of dirt track series right there at the dirt track at Charlotte. And then not too far away from there, you have the ZMAX Dragway, which is absolutely iconic and the only drag strip that has 4 lanes of racing. So, I mean, I get it that Indianapolis has already claimed the World Center Racing, but I'll be damned if Charlotte isn't the place you want to be if you're a race fan.
A lot of drivers like coming here. It's a big week. Not only here for VPR, but all through iRacing. That's Len McNeese, and we're on board as we go around here, bringing out another caution here, lap 19, as we head down here into turn number 3 and 4. We'll get a quick look at what happened there with that incident, as it looks like a few were involved in this one as well. But we will go ahead and take a look here and slow this down now. Oh, was a 00 and the 84 of Len McNeese get together.
Yeah, not sure if that was just mixed signals. Maybe the 00 thinking that McNeese was going to take the high line.
Oh, look at that net code.
Came across, but a lot of cars involved here. Again, looks like at least 4. No, actually 5, and that is your points leader on the bottom of the 16 getting involved. Heavy damage there. The 98 getting a bunch of damage, spinning around, and we've got another mini big one here at Charlotte.
A few people involved, along with the points leader. It's going to be a rough one here. And what a night where they thought they were going to be pretty decent in the takeaway fast repair. That's a big, that's big news. That's good news for the drivers. But you can see heavy net code there for the number 98.
It figures. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen this kind of big damage on cars for quite some time, and maybe that's why they brought the the fast repairers or kicked them back out, I should say. But what a night to kick him out. I mean, we've had some major damage to the cars here tonight, including, like I said, your points leader and Lemick needs to see that tire buckled in under there. That's going to be a lot of repairs there for the 84. And I guess, getting back to my comment, I mean, Memorial Day weekend coming up here, and you do have the some of the biggest events in motorsports, the Indy 500, and then you have the Coke 600. So, I mean, it's fitting that they're both on the same weekend, and they both hold some of the crown jewel events. But, I mean, Memorial Day weekend, Jimmy. Obviously, a military man yourself. It should be said. I know it's not till Monday, but we're not going to be broadcasting until next Thursday here. So it's worth mentioning and noting and sending thanks and thoughts and prayers out to all the men and women that have sacrificed their lives for this country. And I did want to try and give them a moment of silence from lap 27 to lap 30. Memorial Day used to always be on the 30th before they moved it to the fourth Monday of the month, and this month obviously being the 27th. So I think it's fitting that we give a little moment of silence from lap 27 to lap 30.
Definitely, we can do that. It's a unique day, or I should say weekend. A lot of people are I was trying to give a shout out to anybody that's been in the military, but definitely it's for the people that have gone before me and longer here. So it's to kind of give them that opportunity, that quiet time, and shout out for the people that have fought so bravely and hard, not only for here in the U.S. but throughout the world. So. It's a pretty tough job out there, and to selflessly devote years or even a lifetime to support what you believe in. And not everybody can do it, Carl. It's not the easiest job in the world, and it's definitely sometimes it's not the hardest either, but definitely one that not everybody is willing to do. So just obviously, as being in the military, definitely want to give that shout out to everybody that has lost somebody that's supported the fight here for the pretty much the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm man enough to admit that. Well, I'm not man enough to be military, either former or even if I had a chance now, I don't think I could. It's just I don't want to say it takes a certain person, but I mean it takes a lot of guts to do anything in the military, whether it's working behind the scenes, working on the front lines, or anything like that. So again, I know Memorial Day is in support and remembrance of all those that were lost, but it's at any time you have a chance to salute the military, I think we absolutely should. So thank you for your service out there, and to everyone out there that may be listening as well.
What the heck was that?
My man, I maybe they need to turn the fast repairs back on here. As a moment there for your leader, the 6 of Eric Blunt, all of a sudden just turns right. I'm not sure what that was, if it was a missed shift or what the case was. Looks like he's coming back up through the field here, but we'll take a look at it here, and maybe these guys just try to save a little bit of fuel, but all of a sudden, yeah, it looks like he gets on the throttle, gooses it, and it just goes to the right. What is going on with these drivers here tonight, Jimmy? I guess maybe you're not the only one having technical difficulties, clearly.
I mean, I was seriously trying to be here early for everybody. I just all of a sudden just stopped, and wow, big net code, and at a very slow speed even here. Wow, I'm just in shock.
Yeah.
Not something that you would see Eric Blunt do in the first place, and just to have that car do a right-hand 90-degree turn is just another thing. You want more, Jimmy? Thanks, B-Train.
Well, we will have one extra caution lap here as the drivers now going across the line one more time. Hopefully this time when we go to turn one, it's a little bit smoother. I didn't think there'd be that much action here at these the pace speeds, but getting back to some of the fun facts while we got a chance here with Charlotte. I thought some of this was kind of interesting of how much John Q. Public consumes on a typical race weekend at Charlotte. 50,000 chicken tenders, 4,000 feet of hot dogs. 30, yes, you heard me right. 4,000 feet of hot dogs, not 4,000 hot dogs. So I mean, I guess if they're foot longs, but 37,000 slices of pizza. And now the last little fact, it makes sense to me because you got to keep the beverages cold. But 165,000 pounds of ice.
Yeah, I mean, Carl, like at the end of deployment after like 7 months, you know, they go through some of those facts like that, like you just shared. Like, so when you're gone for 7 months out at sea, just kind of floating around, you know, whether it's being out for 2 weeks straight or even 2 months straight, but the amount of food that 200 people could consume is just ridiculous. But I think we're going to go back to green here as the pace car is in. Eric Blount is out front, but he has some major damage in the front of that car. I hope it's just kind of graphical, but we're gonna see here.
Now you see already it looks like he's losing speed, and the one of Ty Marasco easily gets on by, and looks like it's going to be a freight train on the outside here. The 6 is definitely slow, definitely off pace, and it looks like that front fender wobbling a little bit, so could end up potentially causing another caution here depending on if and when that thing flies off and where it does, as getting close there in the back as he drifts back to the back. But Ty Marasco out in the lead right now of this race, as we have Tim Williams in second, DJ Mitchell, Hemi Gherardini, and Ray Courtney, your top 5.
Yeah, I mean, they quickly have to get around Eric Blount, unfortunately. But, yeah, single file up front. I do like this track, Carl. It does produce great racing. You're going to see drivers using lower lines and higher lines when they go into the corners. And the draft does have a big effect on these cars here, too, as well. So it's definitely kind of interesting here.
We'll go ahead and start our moment of silence here as we cross into lap number 27. We'll be back here at the completion of lap number 30.
Thank you, everybody. I did leave the cars on there because as much as silence as we can give everybody just the, I think everybody appreciates the little bit of a roar in the background. And even those that are no longer with us. But right now, Ty Marasco out front with John Garrett, Tim Williams, Joseph Grijalva, DJ Mitchell, Dalton Kilroe, Hemi Gardini, Ray Courtney, Michael Pratt, and Hilton Young for your top 10.
It's a big movers and shakers as there's only one person, actually looks like two people in the top 10 right now that actually started in the top 10, that being Dalton Kilroe, started in 5th place and he's back 1. DJ Mitchell started in 6th and he is up 1. And then I guess Ty Marasco actually started back there in 10th, so technically top 10 as he is up there in 1st place right now. But everybody else, big movers. John Garrett up 13 spots. Tim Williams up 21. Joseph Grijalva up 17. And unless I'm getting some bad readings here by SDK, which has happened before. But I mean, some crazy trends here on where these cars are. But as we mentioned before, big impact for the 16 team earlier with Derek Paulson in the last incident. He is back in 19th position right now. Looks like the car is, for the most part, cleaned up. Not sure. I mean, he took the whack on the front right, but all in all, it looks like it's pretty decently fixed up. I mean, a little bit wrinkled yet, but you see where he's at on the track. Certainly off pace, and this is not going to be a Derek Paulson type of night where he's gambling and run up there for 1st and or 2nd position. So this is going to be a salvage kind of night, or a one where got to be a bit of a throwaway night here. So he's going to try and salvage, I'm sure, as much as he can. But he's got a teammate out front, Ty Marasco, still looking for that first win, but he's got some company on the inside. John Garrett looking for that lead.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good drivers here, Carl, and you have a bad night and you can lose a lot of points or momentum in your championship points, but you can win championships not only with naps, I like to say, but with on your worst nights. So it's what can you make out of the bad situation you see right now. I'm looking at the tower here that I have, and Eric Blount down into brings that machine down into pit road. Looks like a little bit of smoke, so
I think that engine's giving up.
Not a good sign there for the number 6.
I
can only feel like he feels as bad as I do. Like the technical difficulties, me getting started, and the same thing happens to the 6, but it's on the track, and it affected his race mainly. But obviously getting involved with some of the other drivers, I couldn't the distance on the net code, Carl. I don't think it's been so long since I've seen something that big.
You would think, Charlotte, if there's ever a place where everything should be nice and clean and cleaned up, it should be Charlotte, considering how much this track is used, but apparently not the case as John Garrett dives to the inside again. He had a chance to try and pull the asphalt slider up in turn 3 a lap or 2 ago and just did not get up far enough to clear the 1. Looks like he's not going to get up there far enough again. Ty Marasco still hanging on, but no, actually looks like he will complete the pass out of turn number 4 this time. So John Garrett up to the lead. Ty Marasco in 2nd, but they both got company now. Joseph Grijalva up here in the mix. He's Dalton Kilroe right behind him. The top 4 breaking away just a little bit from 5th place Tim Williams. And I mean, look at the Skittles on the track, as Jimmy says, starting to get spread out, little packs here and there all the way through the field.
Yeah, and this is one of those tracks, and especially with these cars, you can abuse the tires pretty bad here and just destroy them in 5 to 6 laps, or they just fall right off, and the car's just pushing all over the place. And it's not a good feeling when you're out here. So these drivers here, right now they're fighting pretty hard, and anything can happen. So this race is far from over. It's only on lap 39 of 120. Like, again, I just apologize for the technical difficulties, but still here to put on the show here tonight, and looking forward to seeing the rest of this race and see where everybody finishes. But right now it is John Garrett up front in the number 66 machine, followed by Ty Marasco, Dalton Kilroe, Joseph Grijalva, and then Tim Williams.
It seems like the top line is kind of the preferred line, at least for the leaders. As we've seen, when Ty Marasco was in the lead, he was up in that top line before he got passed on the inside, and maybe that's just preserving tires a little bit. But I do want to give a shout out and a thanks to our series sponsors here tonight as we cross over and complete the first third of this race already. Goldline Guardians, Fort Worth Screen Printing, and Hilton Crafts and Designs. Thank you for everything that you've done to help out Tim Lee over here at VVR and putting on this season. But Jimmy, third of the race already gone by here tonight. A couple major incidents. And I know you weren't here for the first one, but you're definitely here for the second one. And some damaged cars, and I think that's why you see some of those Skittles towards the back for sure. It looks like the 16 Paulson is in the pits. He realizes he is off pace, and hopefully he's going to be able to repair that thing and maybe come back out and pick off a couple more positions. But this is not a good night for your championship leader after coming off a win last week.
And looking like he's got some right side damage, Carl, so probably scraping the wall, trying to push that thing as fast as he can to maybe catch up, but now he's going to lose some more time here in the pit. So not a good spot or night for the number 16, but he may kind of taken over and taken the opportunity to be out front there. Time Rasco there in the number 1 machine, just taking the lead over John with Dalton Kilrow, and John Garrett now sliding back to P number 3 as they're coming up on some lap traffic. Look at the damage that happened on that target machine.
Yeah, front end was certainly a target in one of those crashes, and not much left of it. But I mean, again, what a night to not have a fast repair. That they start off the season not have a fast repair as they started throwing one in for a few races and kind of felt it out a little bit, and for whatever reason deciding not to have a fast repair again here tonight. And certainly paying off for the drivers that have kept it clean so far, and not so much for the drivers that have gotten involved in the incidents. But John Garrett, now that he has a lead, he's starting to stretch out here a little bit over Ty Marasco, who has his hands full. But back in the field here, battle for 13th, as you can throw these 4 cars under a blanket, as it's very close, very good battling all the way through here. And for the most part, I mean, these drivers are giving each other plenty of room, I guess, other than Eric Blunt on the restart there. I know we're going to keep bringing it up. It's one of those. I mean, if we had a bonehead of the race award or something like that, I'm sure
he is not going to live that one down for a while.
Certainly take that one. But I mean, for the most part, for what I've seen here, this is a track that you can have multiple lines, but you still have to give each other plenty of room, and these drivers doing a good job of that. I mean, the first caution brought out by Justin, just maybe fading up out of turn 4 just a little bit more, and maybe expecting the other car on the outside to be out there a little bit further, and got into him, caused the big wreck on the front stretch. And then you see the last one there, maybe just a lack of communication with the 00 and the 84 as to what line they were going to be heading into in turn number 3. But all in all, some really good racing and really good driving by these fellas out here as we complete lap 40, or start lap 47, getting close to the 50 laps already being complete here, and could be seeing some pit stops coming up here pretty soon, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt in my mind that these drivers can have green flag pit stops, Carl. This is not a league filled with cautions. I think the first incident was just an incident, and they weren't expecting it, even though we didn't get a chance to show it to everybody live. And then also passing a slower car. Well, that's
I don't think the drivers are going to want you to go onto this camera view for them at all. I mean, it didn't work out for Len McNeese, clearly. Almost didn't work out for Gordon Larson right there, clearly. Getting very close to Tom Merkel coming around there, but...
This one better, guys. Gotta go in the car. It might safer.
Oh, man. Get a roll cage in here at least.
I mean, I just try to get the viewers out there, kind of what's going on out there on the track, just to see how tight everything is.
Very close. Very close to what's going on here.
I mean, I'm sure Len McNeese is probably cussing me out right now. I'm sorry, Len.
Well, either way, these drivers on a nice little run right now as Ty Marasco actually back out to the front. Not sure what happened to John Garrett as he has slipped back in the field. And unless I missed something here, I thought he was at the front checking out, but he is falling back to 4th place right now. Ty Marasco in front, Dalton Kilrow 2nd, Joseph Grijalva 3rd, John Garrett doing battle with him. Actually, not doing battle, just blinking out there. He's in 4th. Then you got Tim Williams running out your top 5. Michael Pratt the man that just loves coming from the back here, up to 6th place as. Okay, maybe you don't show the camera views. I won't talk about drivers as okay, that was Tim Williams, not not Michael Brett, but he's up to 6th place, already up 17 spots. Maxwell Caldwell in 7th, DJ Mitchell, Ray Courtney, and Andrew Alessi rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, I'm afraid to click a car. I'm taking, let's see, I take tips. Who doesn't want to win?
I mean, I guess, if you're covering a bunch of cars at once, they can't say it was you. No, we were watching this car. Yeah.
Like, I was looking at a group. You just happen to be the focus.
I mean, we've joked about it before. It's kind of funny with CRN here. I mean, we've gone for a while. We've gone stretches of 3 or 4 races, picking the race winner before the start of the race, and we've gone the other way. We've given plenty of broadcasters curses as well. So you're welcome, and we thank you in the same breath if it works out for you or not. I mean, we're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, we've gotten so bad with some of the drivers that they asked us to call them by their numbers instead of their names. So maybe switch up the voodoo here a little bit. But riding on board with DJ Mitchell here, and it's a really great track, really kind of picturesque track, and the first track in the States to have night racing here as well. That's another fact I did want to bring up, and I thought that was kind of interesting that losing track of the date here now. But I did read that this was the first track to have night racing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful track, Carl. I mean, they do have the lights. It's lit up so well. It's like the daytime, but it is a big transition for the cars on the track because the temperatures can change, and I didn't get a chance to show the information too much there in the beginning. I just kind of flashed it up there for everybody to see, but I'll bring it up here on the right hand side. You can see right now the track is at 87 degrees. I do see the lights come on, Carl. I'm not quite sure on the speed of the time of day as the league owner can multiply like how fast the weather or the day changes. So I mean, we might get to the part where it gets dark.
Judging by how quick the time is kind of clicking off there by the seconds, I would say it's probably on 2x, 2x speed for the time of day. Which again, I'm going to bring up one of my pet peeves. They can do 2x on the weather, but they can't do 2x on the tire wear. But that's here nor there. But yeah, this was going to be an evening into or sunset in a night race, and I did confirm here it was back in. Oh, no, I lost it again. Back in 1992 was the first modern speedway to host night racing. So this track has been around for quite some time. Built back in about more than 60 years ago at this point. And it's just gone through a bunch of different name changes. I know for quite some time it was known as the Lowe's Motor Speedway. But back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway at this point. And we are starting our pit cycle, Jimmy, as we've had a bunch of drivers already come into the pits. Still a few hanging out there as Maxwell Caldwell currently your leader, but he has to come into the pits. But a lot of other drivers already in there. Dalton Kilroe, Tim Lee, Gordon Larson, Joseph Grijalva in the pits right now. Ty Marasco, Tim Williams, John Garrett, all those guys are making their pit stops already. So starting to see the order go through their pit cycle here as we start lap number 58.
Yeah, and the guy that almost stole the race last week, right here, the 81 of Andrew Alessi, it just he was so close last week to just coming out of nowhere, and we didn't even talk about him all race. I'm sorry, Andrew, but you got my interest now. The black and gold popcorn smart food machine is definitely one I'm hungry. So, but he's coming in here for the pits. It's a good entry there as well. So. Gonna bring that number 81.
Fantastic entry too. Got in right behind him, getting a lot of time. Yeah, Andrew coming home with a fourth place last week, and the highest finisher without a lap led. So it's something we said, to be up there, and and competing for the win regardless. But again, Derek Paulson was your winner last week. Justin Lewis, new to the series, and came home in second. Came out here and got the pole, but as we mentioned, early incident before the broadcast started on I believe it was lap 6. The caution came out as Lewis came up and got into the side. I forget who he got in the side to of this point, but ended up causing about a 4 or 5 car wreck with some big damage, and he's trying to find his way back into this race. Doing a good job so far, up to 11th position right now, so must have gotten a lot of repairs done. I mean, that car was hit severely hard by a couple other cars, so the fact that he is up there and running now in the top 10, I mean, kudos to Justin Lewis for getting that thing back out there, and it goes to show you, I guess, how much damage that 16 of Derek Paulson has. He looks to be out of this race, as we've only got, appears to be 21 cars left in the race here. Gabe Green, Mike Taylor, 19th and 20th, still in pit lane, but it looks like they're still going to work on getting their cars serviced, and it looks like Len McNeese may be out of the race as well. So currently down to 18 cars racing on the track with 2 in the pits.
Oh, sorry, Len. I almost feel guilty for like
you're a horrible person.
Right on top of the Western
How
Auto
dare you
Machine.
give him some TV time? How dare you give him some TV time?
Like, Jimmy, you should have just stayed with your technical problems. But yeah, doing well here so far. We're at the halfway mark finally. Ty Marasco is out front over John Garrett, Aaron P2, Jessica Halva in third. Tim Williams is in fourth. Maxwell Caldwell, DJ Mitchell, Michael Pratt, Ray Courtney, Andrew Pileshi, Justin Lewis for your top 10. Then Todd Merkel, Gordon Larson, Amy Gardini, Tim Lee, Tyler Hilton, and Mike Rideout for your top 16. And then you start getting into some of the lap traffic back there. So you got Dalton Kilrow one lap down, Chris Schuessler, Hey Green still in the pits, Len McNeese, I think he's back out on the track. Let's see if we can fly Len. He probably doesn't want anywhere near getting into the TV.
He is going down the back. Just look at the schedule, Jimmy. The 84 is going into turn number 3 right now. He is on the track. Don't.
Nope. I gotta redeem him. Like, you gotta get the Western Auto Machine on the TV. Here's the 84. So, but still out there, gonna give it. He's gonna get as many spots as possible. Because I mean, you've seen what happened there early on and knocking out some big hitters. So even if you can gain some traction on some of those points position throughout the series, that's what some of these drivers are going to do. Ty Marasco, like I said, right now out front having a great time, but John Garrett, still turning some good times there. The gap is not too far. He's got them back in his sights, though. Not quite sure what's up with that 66 as he fell back a ways, but now back up in the P number 2. So good run here for the 66, kind of like a comeback. So we'll see what happens. I'm guessing I didn't even pay attention how long they were out there for green flag runs, Carl. So
looked like it was about 30 laps for some of the guys. But I mean, we talked about Derek Paulson taking a hit in the points here tonight. I mean, he comes in here with a 38-point lead over Dalton Kilrow. But really, I mean, Dalton Kilrow is kind of the only one that is having a decent enough race to kind of take a chunk into his points, or at least he was. Now he is back there in 17th, as it looked like he may have had a pit road penalty, 55 seconds in the pits. So second place having issues. Third place in the points, Joshua Divers, not here tonight, or at least not starting the race. Back there, going to finish in 25th. Then he got Len McNeese. Obviously, we talked about his issues. Gordon Larson got involved in a little bit of an incident earlier. He's at least up into 12th. Next in points, Eric Blunt. Well, we talked about his issues under caution, and now he is back there in 24th. Brian Dees not here tonight. Mike Rideout. I mean, could it be any nicer for Derek Paulson for having a bad night? Everybody else in the top 10 of the points having a bad night until you get down to Michael Pratt, who is up there into 5th place. And I mean, for Pratt, he could jump from way down there in the points to up in the top 5 at minimum, sitting in 9th place in the points. But man, with everybody up there in the points having a rough night, Charlotte not being kind to these drivers.
Yes, and for as nice as the track it is, it's definitely not being nice to these drivers here. But like I said, the neck code, I'm just still, I've never seen that much neck code. I think it was a car and a half wide neck code. And then for a car to react the way it did, just go straight to the right there for Eric Blount. I'm sure he's probably looking at the replay being like, what the heck happened? I mean, I know he doesn't feel good about it because that's not something he would typically see any driver do. Like, he's in the lead. Why would he? You know,
Yeah, he's not going to do that on purpose. That's for damn sure.
Black. That's all I got to say. You know, I mean, that's what was on his car, and they could duck had other plans for him tonight. Like, he'll take a break or something. But a tough break there for Eric Blount and the number 6 machine. It's always good to see that good paint job out there that he worked so hard on himself. So, yeah. But right now, Ty Marasco out front. So, got the Mushmallows or whatever you call them things. Squishmallows, yeah.
My daughter will tell you what they are. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have. Man, my youngest one's 9, and I think he has a couple of those, but I don't. Yeah, not something I hear about every day. It's more right now. The younger kids are talking about we're going to Orlando next week, so it's down to Universal Studios. So that's all I've been hearing about lately. So school's out. Yeah. We're down here in Florida, and we're going to the park. So we spend time. Oh, caution comes out.
It looks like turn number 1. Looks like, it was delayed. But I might have to blame this one on you, Jimmy. Give him a little broadcast time again, but it looks like I came out of the pits and...
Red!
Man, it almost looked like he hit a little bit of a bump there, and that just sent the car to the side, but, I mean, not for nothing. He's down there in the apron. That should not be a caution.
I don't know iRacing. What are you doing tonight? Like a decent start, got out and just started to get a little bit on the gas, and then
right there, he hits a bump. It's some kind of bump or a glitch in the matrix and sends him sideways into the grass. But I guess fortunately for him, the caution is going to come out. I don't think that was deserving of a caution, but it's going to bring us under the caution nonetheless here on lap number 72. Driver's last pit on 55, so I would assume that most of these drivers are coming back in here and all get back on the same cycle. And here comes pretty much the entire field, but a couple electing to stay out. As back a little bit further in the field. Looks like some guys staying out there to maybe get the wave around, or yeah, it looks like the 41 Gilrow getting a very, very much needed lucky dog to get back on the lead lap after the pit road penalty, so he'll be back up there in the action in 17th place currently.
Yeah, good break there for the 41. All the bad luck we've had so far this evening. Yeah, I mean, my brain's not even working right, guys.
No comment. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to be nice to you. I know you had a rough night already with the broadcast. I'm going to leave that comment alone right there. But yeah, it looks like, again, majority of the field coming in here. And it looks like most of them just taking fuel here. Again, these drivers only have a certain amount of tires that they can use for the race. And then for here, they have 3 sets of tires that they can use, so can't just come in and take tires every time, which I do like. It makes the drivers really conscious of when they want to take their tires, how much they're going to push when they're out there on the track. But it's going to be the same top 3 coming back out there: Ty Marasco, John Garrett, and Joseph Grijalva in your top 3.
Yeah, lap 73 of 120. They can't make it the rest of the way yet, Carl. There's still going to be one more stop, and that's plenty of action. And I don't fear, but I'm just kind of interested how the start of this caution, this restart's going to go here on this late race. Going to group everybody back up. Some people might be itching to get that real good finish here tonight to try to take advantage fully of being able to be up front with a lot of the heavy hitters kind of getting taken out, and have to sit on the bench a little bit. So kind of flip-flop the field here as we're working our way through the season. But right now, you have Ty Marasco up front there. You see Len McNeese still in front. I'm going to wait for him to get another one of his laps back. See, I can go a little shit show here so you guys can see where everybody's at as far as distance and who's a lap down. But Chris Schuessler 2 laps down, so he's going to be the driver looking for a few more cautions to possibly get up there and be able to start clicking some laps off. And Mike Taylor and Len McNeese will be fighting back and forth there for P19 and 20 and hoping that somebody else can wreck out and they can gain a couple more spots. But there's a lot of drivers in this league, Carl, and finishing even 20th isn't like horrible. The skill level here is pretty high for a lot of these drivers, so I wouldn't be too upset. I obviously you would, especially if you're up front or you think you should have a better race. But finishing 20th, I could think of a lot better, worse positions. Not being able to log in, whatever, wrecking on lap 1. There's a lot of different things that can go on. So right now,
showing your car. There's a lot of things that can happen.
I did nothing different today. I was so busy at work today, and then I was like, all right, I got off of work. I went and took my son for a haircut. I got one myself, and maybe that's what it is. I cut my hair. I haven't cut my hair in like 2 months because I'm a cheapskate. I'll put it that way. It's just hair, so I don't care. I should just buzzed it with put the number 2 guard on my razor and just went around like I usually do on deployment. But I decided to get a little fade going on, and I just faded out tonight. I don't know. I don't know. I do appreciate the fans out there. I mean, you guys, because I started a broadcast and then it stopped, and then here's a new one, and I've seen people come over and watch. Again, I can't apologize enough, but I like a challenge, but I definitely wasn't trying to miss the first 5-6 minutes of the race, that's for sure. So, but either way, we're going to get back under green here. Lights are off on the pace car. Ty Marasco out front to get this thing started with John Garrett, DJ Mitchell, Joseph Grijalva for your top 2 rows there. And then Maxwell Caldwell, Michael Pratt, Andrew Palesh, Todd Merkel, Tim Lee, Gordon Larson, Hemi Gardini, Tim Williams, Ray Courtney, Mike Rideout, Tyler Hilton, Justin Lewis, Dalton Kilrow, all there on the lead lap. And then you have Chris Schuessler and Mike Taylor and Len McNeese for the 20 cars that are still out in the track.
Both those guys at the back of the pack right now, Justin Lewis and Dalton Kilrow, have had to overcome some things here. Obviously, Justin having to overcome the early incident, but he was in the pits again, servicing the car for quite some time, getting some more repairs done. Over a minute of repairs getting done here again, and trying to get the thing back up to par to compete with these guys here tonight. Dalton Kilrow obviously back there after getting the lucky dog, having a pit road penalty, but he's back on the lead lap right now. But they're all chasing the number 1 and number 66s. Both these guys have come in the class of the field here tonight, and then the 10 of Joseph Grijalva has not let them go at all either. And I know we got some Grijalva fans out there. Again, want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Siren has to offer, and especially with the boys here at the Virtual Velocity Racing Cup Car Series, as they put on great races weekly. Last week was certainly a great one, 11 different leaders. This one's turning out to be very, very interesting as well. Just a few cautions. I think it was only the 3rd caution here of the night through the first 2/3 of this race. So great racing out here tonight as we are fully engulfed in under the lights now here at Charlotte.
Yeah, so definitely they got that clock sped up a little bit and bringing out the lights here at Charlotte, and it's always it's nice to see when you start seeing some of the paints. They really pop underneath the lights. Some not so much, but the drivers try to account for that a lot of times. And even in trading paints, Carl, you can have like a night paint depending on the time of or time of day for most tracks. But some tracks they don't account for shifting from one to the other. But the paint just is something that a lot of these drivers take a lot of pride in, whether they've hired somebody to make the livery for them, or they do them themselves. So, but a lot of good paints out there. The 81 watching you. That's all I'm gonna say. He's like
Well,
he's like my dark horse. He eluded me all last race, and you're not eluding me this week, 81. So wish you the best of luck, because he is definitely on his way through the field. He is actually down 2 spots from the start, Carl. So we know he has that initial speed. We just need to see if he can keep them tires kind of evened out here and keep pace with the rest of the drivers up front.
Get your popcorn and see what he can do for the rest of this race. We're down to 40 laps to go. Joseph Rahalva moved himself into second place, and now he is right behind the one of Ty Marasco. Closest Rahalva's been to the lead here tonight. Only thing I worry about is I've seen that 10 blink out a few times here tonight, and we've seen some other drivers get involved in some netcode. You see right there. Reason to hop there to the blimp view is he blinked out once again, so got to be very careful if you're the 10, and I guess for anybody around the 10 as well, in case he blinks out when you're getting close to him. But Maxwell Caldwell doing a great job moving himself back up here into the top 3 as he started up there in the 4th. John Garrett now moves around at Paleshi to get himself into 4th. Paleshi back to 5th. Todd Merkel doing a good job, up 6 positions, up into 6th place. Tim Williams up 17 as he is up into 7th. Ray Courtney up 12 into 8th. Gordon Larson up 9 in 9th. And then DJ Mitchell rounding out your top 10. So Jimmy, we had a bit of a moment of silence earlier in the race, well deserved and well due. But second half of this race, it's about time to crank these cars up and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it, as we have a change for the lead.
It changed for lead. Joseph Grijalva out front, so we'll hop on board. Ty Marasco and up it against Joseph Grijalva, but that blinking, it does switch the cameras around on us a little bit too much, so we'll kind of keep a close eye on from I guess afar, but a little bit of love to hear coming up. guess it just takes me not talking for a bit, because there's been green now for a little while, and it looks like we're starting to get some takers are coming back in the pits yet again here. So go ahead and bring up the tower there so you guys can kind of see who's down in the pit lanes. But Garrett, Merkel, Lewis, all down in the pits already, and hoping that this thing goes green the rest of the way. I'm sure is he decided to come in early. So is that what they need to make up that time? Fresh tires do mean a lot here at Charlotte, though. You're going to see if this thing can stay green, but if a caution comes out, they could be in trouble.
Well, that's exactly what's got Tim Williams to the front of this pack, up 23 positions in first place right now with some fresh tires. But the question is, does he have any more fresh tires in the bank, in the pits? I mean, if he doesn't, it will at least be a quicker stop than everybody else, but everybody will be on those fresh tires. And from here on out, a pit stop will get you to the end. Only 24 laps to go, about ready to cross the line and make it 23. So I think Tim Williams' only shot here is run this thing as far as it can go if you don't have any tires left in the pits, and then come in, top off, and get out as quick as possible and hope to hang on. But these drivers behind them that have the tires in the pits, like Grijalva, Maxwell Caldwell, Ty Marasco, they are going to be hungry to get in there and get back out there. And I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen more from the top 5 come in and kind of short pit here a little bit and really get out there with fresh tires and put down some burner laps and kind of gap this field here a little bit, as passing isn't necessarily at a premium here tonight. You could definitely make some passes and set up some passes, but to get out there maybe in some clean air and put some really good lap times down with fresh tires would be really nice right now with 22 to go.
22 to go, and Tim Williams out front, and Joseph Grijalva doing a great job. Like a lot of them guys have started in the back, now up front. You're starting to see some of the drivers that did qualify well starting to kind of make their way up towards the front. Ty Marasco, Maxwell Caldwell, but a lot of them coming in the pits right now. So it's pit cycles are starting to be a thing here. So it's going to be kind of like what they do in the pits, Carl. They're only out there for half a tank of fuel. They might just be getting whatever fuel they need in right side tires. But do they want to do that? Because that will loosen the car up. So anyways, right now Tim Williams out front right now, and then Joseph Grijalva in P number 2. He's going to bring it down in the pits, and good entry there for the number 10, and so it's going to move Dalton Kilroe, and then number 41 back up front, Carl.
And worth noting, Tim Williams, want to talk about trying to be in the right spot at the right time. In first place right now, 1 top 10 so far this season out of his 10 starts. So this is by far the best he's run all season. Trying to get it done here tonight. 20 laps to go. Excuse me. He is bringing that 45 into pit lane for one last time. See what he does. If he's got a set of tires left in the pits, this could be very, very nice, but I'm kind of thinking he may not, and he may have to try and get out there and salvage as much as he can. But either way, it still could be the career best finish here this season for him. But he does have at least right side tires. This could be a Tim Williams kind of night here. Great job on the strategy so far and saving those tires to this point. He is back out there and racing. Going to be very interesting to see how this thing plays out, as we still got plenty of cars that need to come into pits for their last stop. The top 5 right now: Dalton Kilroe, Ray Courtney, Mike Rideout, Tim Lee, Hemi Gherardini, all need to come in for their pit stops. And the popcorn man, Andrew Paleschi, is the highest running right now. Did not take tires on that last pit stop here, and neither did Ty Marasco right behind him. So gonna be interesting to see if Tim Williams can utilize those fresh tires and run these boys down with only 18 laps to go.
Gonna be a tall feat, so hopefully he's able to get out in a good position there. But yeah, it might be the gluten-free ban on that popcorn machine. Getting them around here tonight. So, like I said, I got my eyes on you, number 81.
Smooth as butter. Smooth as butter.
I want to say your name too much.
That's only because you can't say it, Jimmy. Let's be honest. Come on now. Well, as it stands, the top 5 still need to come into the pits. 17 laps to go. They last all pitted on lap 72, with the exception of Dalton Kilroe pit on lap number 74. But now Tim Lee going to sacrifice 4th place. The man behind the curtains here of AVR coming in on lap number Not even sure right now, but 16 laps to go is when he's coming in as this thing is coming down to the end. Looks like a lap 104 here. 16 to go, and again, all these drivers in the top 4 now yet to come in. Andrew Palesci, the first one out there. Ty Marasco and John Garrett, Maxwell Caldwell, Joseph Grijalva would be your top 5 once this cycle comes out and comes to fruition. But now Ray Courtney got to sacrifice the top 4 spots to come in, make his pit stop, and that's going to leave 3 drivers still out there who would love to see.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to get at, Jimmy. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to jinx any of the drivers out there, but they would certainly love to see it right now. But it looks like Kilroe slowing down. He's going to turn to the left, come in the pits, sacrifice first. So we are down to 2 drivers. It looks like Rideout is going to join them right behind. Hemi Gherardini is going to stay out. He will take over the lead and lead this lap here at Charlotte. 14, now 13 laps to go. Actually, it's still 14. But he is yet to come into the pits. Everyone else has made their last pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of roll the dice. I mean, to see where it's going to fall here, and at least give himself a lap lead. So good move there by the number 71. But
and now he is coming down into the pits. He is going to sacrifice the lead. And, I mean, a half a track behind is Andrew Palesci right now, but he should be taking over the lead. You see right behind him is Ty Marasco, John Garrett right behind Ty Marasco. And John Garrett looks to be the first one that has taken tires, but it doesn't seem like it's doing too much for him to catch up to Ty Marasco at the moment. But Palesci back out, well, not back out to the lead, leading for the first time here tonight in the 81. I said, Jimmy, get your popcorn ready. It may be that kind of night here as he has found his way to the front. 13 laps to go.
Yeah, and you can see he's only up 2 spots, Carl. So he was one of the faster drivers that was able to avoid the calamity early on, and now has the 81 machine in a position to possibly win this thing with only 13 laps remaining. Ty Marasco following not too far behind, only a little less than 2 seconds, 1.7 seconds behind. And John Garrett, Maxwell Caldwell, that number 95, started 4th, is still in 4th. Joseph Grijalva is up 16 spots in 5th. Tim Williams up 17 spots in 6th. Justin Lewis down a few spots. You said he got kind of wrapped up in the first one there, Carl, but doing a fantastic job bringing that 07 back up towards the front to have at least a decent finish here, because right now he is battling the 2 with Todd Merkel. It's up 4 spots. Michael Pratt up 13 spots, as he's usually one of the cars that starts in the back, finding himself a little bit past midfield. Gordon Larson up 8 spots, and that 0-0. Dalton Kilroe has found his way up to P number 11. He's down 6 spots. Ray Courtney up 8 spots in P number 12. And you got DJ Mitchell down a few spots. I've seen when he was practicing with one of the faster cars on the track. Mike Rideout's down 3 spots, and 14th at the moment. Tim Lee only down a spot, but looking to make some of those spots back here as he moves himself back in the P14 where he started. Mike Rideout's in 15th. And a few spots. Hemi is up a spot in P16, believe it or not, after leading there for a lap. And then Tyler Hilton in 17th. I think Chris Schussler's out there. Yep, there's Chris. And then my buddy Len. I'm sorry, Len. I still feel bad, man. It's not like I know it wasn't me, but it's just like, you have that.
Sure, it wasn't you. Whenever you gotta tell yourself whatever helps you sleep at night, we both know the truth. But we've got 9 to go here at Charlotte, and it is Andrew Palesci out front by a nice margin, 2-second lead over Ty Marasco, and he does not want to see that flag that matches his car right now come out at all. He's got a great little run going right now in the lead by 2 seconds over Ty Marasco, who has about 1.4 seconds over John Garrett, who's got his hands full now for 3rd, with Maxwell Caldwell side by side for the final spot on the podium. That 95 is hooked up very nicely, going to make the pass and get back into 3rd, and John Garrett can't take a breath because he's got another car on his inside now. Joseph Grijalva making his way up here in the top 5, blinking his way up to the top 5, getting very close.
Oh my God.
Making contact right there, and we've got 7 to go the top 5, at least the back half of the top 5, got a lot of battling going on here. And then the next one in line, Tim Williams, has been slowly reeling these guys in. Highest running Canadian here in the field, trying to get his way up here and grab his first top 5 of the season.
Yeah, just doing a fantastic job, just to be able to come out here, kind of avoid some of the incidents, and some of them were just the ones that we've seen here on CRMs. The one I finally did get live, to see those massive net codes, I'm still in shock, to be honest. It's something I haven't seen, and not that big to that extreme in quite a long time. So, we are coming down late in the weeks here for the season as far as iRacing is concerned. So I know changes are on the brink of the end of the season here. As week 13 is usually filled with all kinds of fun stuff to do.
That was quite a bit of a cut there for the 10 going through the front stretch as Michael Pratt is in the pits. Not sure if this is scheduled or not, but he is in the pits in 16th position. And this is not going to be a back to front kind of night here for the 77. Looks like he scraped up here a little bit on the right side. But we are down to 5 laps to go, and now crossing line 4 to go here for Andrew Pileshi. The lead is not getting smaller. It's going the opposite way. 2.8 second gap. And Ty Marasco, I mean, I know you had your eyes here on Pileshi here for the win, but man, Ty Marasco, can he get any closer to his first win on the season and finally joining his teammates? And he's the only one here at MFRD that has yet to get a win, and so many times he's been up here in second, and looks like he's got the car to beat. Looks like he's up there. He's got his chance, and now 3 to go. He's staring at about 3 seconds away from another win here, but he's got to look behind him in that mirror, because that number 95 is getting bigger by the moment, and I don't think second place is over just yet. Battle here for 5th place, or 4th place here, as Grijalva and Tim Williams go side by side.
Yeah, trying to catch Grijalva through as he blinked out. I love showing Grijalva as much as I can when they're in a battle like this, but it's really hard to lock on with 10 as he does blink out just momentarily, and just kind of throws us all over the place. Kind of messes with with everything kind of going on, but doing a fantastic job. It's not very often you see 2 drivers battling like this side by side. Oh, but up in front of them, Maxwell Caldwell down to the inside of Ty Marasco, looking to take P2 away.
As they come to the white flag, Andrew Pileshi, you're going to see it first. He is your leader. White flag in the air for the 81. Big gap there, 3.2 seconds back to Caldwell at this point, who has cleared Marasco. But I don't think this battle is done just yet. They use a 76 a bit as a pick. Andrew Pileshi looking for his first win on the season. He's only been at 2 prior races. This is his 3rd race on the season. Did have 1 top 5 so far out of his 2 races, but this is going to be better than a top 5. This is going to be a top step on the podium for the 81. Andrew Pileshi, your winner here at Charlotte.
Congratulations to Andrew as we move back to Maxwell Caldwell for P2 as he was able to get around Ty Marasco that finishes 3rd. And then Tim Williams gets around Joseph Grijalva there right at the end for 4th position. And then Joseph Grijalva is in 5th, John Garrett's in 6th, Dalton Kilroe will be finishing 7th. Justin Lewis finishes at 8th. Todd Merkel's in 9th. Ray Courtney's in 10th. Gordon Larson in 11th. Tim Lee, they're in 12th. Hammy Gradini and back there in 13th. DJ Mitchell in 14th. Mike Rideout in 15th. Michael Pratt will finish in 16th. Tyler Hilton in 17th. Chris Schuessler in 18th. Len McNeese, again, I'm sorry, buddy, finishing there in P19. Mike Taylor in 20th of all the cars running. Then you have Cade Green, Hilton Young, Derek Paulson, Eric Blount, Douglas Johnson that I talked to earlier today, Joshua Divers, and Michael Eden. So, yeah, so great. Let's get back down there on Andrew as he gets his burnouts in.
Great run by all the drivers here. We had some nice green flag laps to finish this thing out for the 120 laps here at Charlotte. Great facility here and looks absolutely beautiful at night. And none better than the burnout and driving backwards here for Andrew Pileshi. As a great run here a smart strategy here with that Smart Food number 81, as he's going to get it done here tonight. We'll bring all these 3 drivers in here for their interviews in a second, but want to send a shout out once again and a thank you to the series sponsors, Goldline Guardian, Hilton Crafts and Designs, and I don't know why I was brain fart on the third one, but Fort Worth Screen Printing as the other sponsor here for the series. And thank you to Tim Lee for putting on VVR, as this is a great league and a great series. And I'm having a blast broadcasting. And Jimmy, I mean, once you get in here, I feel like you're doing the same thing.
I have a blast. Carl, I get so excited. I have these. It's a little earlier than some of the other races I broadcast, and so it's like cutting it close with some things. And I get everything. I log in and I make sure everything was good to go, and then. Yeah, technical difficulties. So, like, I can't win sometimes. But when everything goes right and we get on these drivers and we show them what to do, and normally, like, oh, we blew the engine. But, yeah, usually these drivers, like, in the first few laps are just kind of dry. It's just kind of, everybody gets out there and starts racing. And it usually comes down to the end. And you've seen all the drivers kind of swapping back and forth with different leaders throughout the evening. And then the 81 with a great pit stop.
I'm a little disappointed in you there, Jimmy. I mean, you had something to right there. You said he blew the engine. I mean, it's Smart Food popcorn. The engine popped, Jimmy. Let's be honest here. Let's just. All right. With that, let's go ahead and switch over to our interviews here, as we'll bring in the top 3 as they put on a great show here tonight. And probably unfortunate for the man here finishing in third, but we're bringing him in here first. The one of Ty Marasco, as catching him right now mid conversation here. But Ty, I gotta ask you again. You had another fast number 1, a Squishmallow out there. It looked like you may have had a chance to finally break that curse and get your first win here for MFRD and be the last one to grab a win. But man, another one that slips away here tonight. I mean, are you happy with the top 3, or you feel like another one just missed here?
Another one just missed. Kind of feels like Kansas. We dominated at Kansas, and we ended up second to our teammate, and made a two-tire pit call. It ended up being the right call. It just coming out of pits. I don't even know what happened on the apron. Next thing you know, my car is dead sideways. Like, I didn't even feel it. Like, it just happened. And then lost the time of the 81. I thought me and the 81 were going to battle pretty hard there. I thought maybe I can get around them. I was fast all night. It is fast. We got a fast Squishmallows, MFRD, number 1 Ford Mustang. I thought we had it. I mean, one of the cautions, I was like, man, I really didn't want that caution because the field is pretty gapped out, and I was like, I could coast to the end here. I mean, I think I was faster than the 66 when he caught me, and I was like, man, when that caution came, I'm like, all right, I got to work for it a little bit more now. But the boys, they gave me a fast number 1 Ford Mustang, and nothing to complain about. But yeah, it kind of hurts. And then just finishing second there, just pushing too hard to try to catch the leader there, and it just didn't work out for us. But we'll take third. I mean, that sucks because I felt like we were probably the fastest car out there tonight. It just didn't work out, and in the end, it just sucks.
Well, I mean, this seemed to be a bit of survival for some of the drivers as you guys go back to no fast repairs here tonight, and it certainly hurt quite a few drivers out here tonight. Excuse me. One of them being your teammate, the points leader, Derek Paulson. So, I mean, what was it like out there? Is the mindset any different when you go from one fast repair to 0, or is it still the same thing, just head down and avoid any kind of incidents?
I mean, I try not to think personally. Like for me, it's not so much about the fast repair. Like it's I don't like having fast repairs until I need a fast repair. But I don't like that. Personally, I'd rather not run with fast repairs. I'd rather, if you damage your car, you pay for it. I mean, I had some wheel damage from hitting the wall on that one of the last runs. I don't know if that slowed me down at all, but I wasn't going to take the 12 seconds of damage. But if I had a fast repair, I might have fixed it. Might have had a faster car right there at the end. I don't know. The mindset, I think it was tonight out of everybody, I think it was very similar. I think these guys race pretty clean. They get pretty aggressive. I'm a pretty aggressive driver too. I don't really think I really doored anyone the night, but like it was like it was tight racing. I think everybody, at least towards the front, because I don't think I really left the front all night. So at least towards the front, like the guys up there, kind of race the same. But I think we all have the same mindset, fast repair or not.
Yeah,
I would like to not keep it. Let's keep it at 0 fast repairs.
If you wreck
your car, you wreck your car. I mean,
yeah. It definitely adds a little flair and a little parity for sure. I mean,
Derek was the fastest car tonight, and he just got caught up in something, and that's the points leader, and sucks for him. But I mean, that's racing, though. I mean, you get caught up in stuff that's not your own, and it sucks, and it almost sucks as bad as letting one slip away again. Even though it doesn't feel like I personally let it slip away. It was more of like it just didn't work out.
Yeah, yep, I agree. But I mean, you've been flirting with it for quite some time here. As I think it's a matter of time. It sucks that it keeps coming up, and it feels like when you do miss, like you've had some kind of up and down season here, and you've had it seemed like almost as many back of the field finishes as front of the field finishes. So I guess if you look at it that way, it's got to feel pretty good to at least finish third here tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely. I know it's not 3 weeks in a row. We've had a little break in between, I think, but definitely 3 races in a row. I think we finished second, third, and third. But then again, you're looking at it last week, cautions late. I mean, I don't think I was the fastest car last, but Kansas, late caution at Kansas hurt me. It didn't hurt me. I just didn't have the short run speed there, and that's with this car. I think I got to get better in the short run. I got to get more aggressive in the short run. I think I'm a little too conservative, maybe, but definitely testing it out, and maybe it'll get us a win soon. But yeah, we'll take 3 straight podiums. It's second, third. Definitely going to turn this season around in the points, and look forward to seeing what the point standings look like, and go from there.
Well, after the last how many races of you guys getting out here on the ovals with Dover, Kansas, Michigan, tonight with Charlotte, you head to Worldwide Technology next week, and then Watkins Glen and even New Hampshire a couple weeks after that. It's going to be a bit of a tougher schedule for the next 3 races, but congrats on the 3rd place here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
No, I'd like to give a shout out Marielle Falk, making this Squishmallows paint. Brought it out of the garage this week. Figured we run it. Looked good under the lights, I bet. I hope under the lights it looked good.
Absolutely.
So thanks to her for making this car. I love it. I'm glad to bring it back out. Thought for a second we'd get a win in it. That would have been awesome. But we'll take a top 3 for MFRD, and we'll lead the team after the team had a little hiccup in the road tonight as a whole. And I just tried to do my part and keep us up front. That's what I did. And you guys in the booth obviously do a great job, and look forward to watching the broadcast back later tonight or tomorrow.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I heard something was going on, and then after the race, I got pulled up. I'm like, well, I guess they got it going.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said something like, "Oh, the broadcast." I'm like, I don't know.
I never give up.
At least you're here, and hey, 5 minutes. Nothing happened. That's pretty well. I think it happened.
Just a big wreck. I forgot the polls. Other than that,
yeah, wrecked the point. The points leader was wrecked. Everything was wrecked. Yep. Yeah,
got you finish it third. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I watched that at the end. I think I took the lead after the first 5 minutes, and then I didn't give it away until later in the race. So, but hey, we had a fast number 1 Ford Mustang, and hopefully we can take the Gateway. And I think we're going to be very strong there. We're pretty good there, I would say. It's difficult, a lot of shifting, so we'll look forward to that next week.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again on the 3rd place here tonight. Go celebrate with the team and let them know, like, hey, I'm number 1 here tonight, even though I didn't finish first. You guys sucked. Brian Dees wasn't even good enough to show up here tonight. So
no, he didn't even the car didn't even make it out of the shop. That's how
exactly. He knew he had nothing for you, so he just stayed home. So yeah, you guys take your time and roast the team for sure. Congrats on the 3rd here tonight.
Thank you.
That's your 3rd place finisher, the 1 Uptime Rasco. 2nd is the man that's going to pass him right here on the replay, and that is the 95 of Maxwell Caldwell.
Maxwell, this is Jimmy Carlton, the booth. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Fantastic run, man. I mean, you kind of kind of hanging back a little bit pretty much all night, but you started up towards the front. I guess I want to apologize to you, as I've been apologizing all night for missing the first wreck of the evening. I'm sure nobody wants to see that again, but definitely we're able to overcome everything on the track. Some big net codes out there tonight, but you were able to avoid all that. You got around Ty there at the end of finishing here in Pete number 2. Just kind of give us a rundown of your evening.
Yeah, Charlotte's probably one of my worst mile and a halves on here. I just never truly have the feel for it. It's just a tricky little mile and a half for me for some reason, but in practice, I was able to notice that I actually had some long run pace in one of the pit parties, and I was like, okay, we're cooking with something. And then I was able to set a short, like a Q lap time in there, and I was like, okay, maybe this isn't too bad after all. So once we got in the race, had that little bit of confidence, and I think that helped drive us here to second tonight. Andrew there took 2 tires, and it was because he was out of lefts, and a mistake ended up being his victory, because he was going to take 4, and if he'd have done that, I think he'd have stayed behind us. But man, it was for Charlotte and for a track that I really want to say is in my top 5 worst tracks. I'll take P2 any day. But finally, I've ran like 3 or 4 races in this league and ran up front a lot of times and had bad luck, but finally got a P2 out of one of them. It's nice to finish on the podium here.
Yeah, it's definitely, you get the speed, you get up there, and just that lady luck does not shine on your vehicle for the evening. You end up something happening. And what a night here for the 95. Obviously, the finish here in P number 2. So from CRN, we just want to say congratulations for finally getting up here on the podium. Come talking with us, and give you a little bit of time for any shouts they may have on that number 95.
Absolutely. First off, I got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He's blessed me so much with just the equipment and the rig, and being able to even just be in a league such as this. Man, we come from a league that was just not too great, and to come here to a league is so welcoming and so kind, and it's been a lot of fun on Thursday nights. Been having a great time the last 4 weeks or so, but thankful for him for allowing me to even meet you guys. Thankful for Merkel Racing Engines being on the hood, longtime sponsor in a couple other leagues, and Todd's over here as well. So Todd likes to sponsor this number 95 machine, and he's a great guy. If you ever need engine work, hit him up. And also just got to thank my teammates, Todd and Andrew. Me and Andrew got the 1-2 here tonight. That was really awesome. I think Todd about squeaked out of the top 10, and then Justin Lewis, teammate as well, got in the top 10. So all in all, a solid run for the team. And thankful for the league for putting this on, and thankful for you guys. Got to watch some of y'all's broadcasts back a little bit, and man, y'all do a great job with professionalism. I really like going back and watching them. Y'all do a great job. So hoping to get to talk to y'all a whole lot more.
Well, we definitely like hearing from you. Like I said, just ignore the first 5 minutes of the race. Nobody wants to see that. I was over here in my chair just kind of rustling around trying to get things going, but anyways, we got back on track. We were able to catch the 95% of the race, and we definitely got to catch you finishing in P number 2 tonight. So again, congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
That is your second place finish here tonight, the 95 of Maxwell Caldwell. Finally, the last man standing here is your winner here tonight, the 81 of Andrew Pileshi. And Andrew, I gotta say, maybe I need to hand this interview over to my co-host Jimmy, as he kind of picked you out about halfway. He mentioned how you almost snuck one out last week at Michigan. You did sneak it out this week though. So I mean, talk us through the strategy. As it seemed like the strategy was what really paid it off here in the end and got that 81 to victory lane.
Yeah, thanks for picking me. So you guys are gonna laugh. I fell into this victory. I accidentally, at some point in this race, took 2 left sides, and when I came down for that last one, and all I had left was rights. So for once, it went my way, I guess, in that sort of situation.
Sometimes playing dumb just works out.
Yeah, I complain. It usually never does for me, so I'm not complaining. It was good to be on the other side of it.
I think I have more experience playing dumb, so I guess you play the odds and you do it more often. You have a better chance of it working out. But
I mean, broken clock, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, talk about the race itself. A couple kind of big wrecks here tonight. You guys have the fast repairs turned off here tonight. So were the drivers a little bit more cautious, a little bit more conscious of that? Were you one of those? Did you have that in the back of your mind, or are you just kind of head down and kind of keep that out of your mind, because it's easy to kind of get caught up with the that one faster pair and knowing that, oh, I can push a little bit harder, and now all of a sudden you don't have it.
Yeah, it's always kind of on your mind. At least for me, if you have the faster pair, it's always kind of in the back of your head, like, hey, no matter what I do here, I can come back from it usually. So you're always kind of paying attention to that. For the rest of the field, I think they all kind of thought the same thing too. For the most part, there were some guys that I don't think expected the tires to fall off as hard, and I think that played into it too. There was a lot of guys saving, and there was a lot of guys going harder than they probably should have been. So that kind of broke the field up, but I definitely say the faster pair helped, or the lack thereof, I guess, helped, or was on everybody's mind tonight. Excuse me.
Yeah, it certainly took a few drivers out of contention, including the pole sitter tonight, one of your teammates here, Justin Lewis. As we see him on the screen now, coming and giving you a little celebration there at the end. But getting involved in that first wreck right there took him out of it, but a good bounce back for him, finishing 8th. But I mean, for you here, you kind of hung around towards the front for the most part. Again, you had a good qualifying effort starting up there on the second row, but I mean, you say it was a mistake there at the end and only having the right side tires, but I'll tell you what, you made those right side tires work, as you came out there with only about a second, maybe a second and a half gap, and you just pulled away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, I was just talking about that with my buddy Max. He scrubbed about Ty scrubbed about a second and a half in his little mistake on that pit road, or on the apron, which almost bit me earlier. But I did notice, I try not to look at the relative too much because I'll start messing up. But I did notice, like, we gained a little bit and a little bit and a little bit as it went on, and I was just waiting for the shoe to drop and the tire, like the left side, just to bite me. And it did work out somehow. I'm stoked too, because like you said, I qualified in the front row. I suck at qualifying. Ask anybody that knows me on here. I'm usually terrible at it. So I'm going to take the lucky tire strat for what it's worth, because other than that, this is about as perfect as I can get. So I'm pretty happy with it.
It's that easy. Stop sucking in qualifying. Take tires when you don't expect it, and that's it. You get to win. It's really that simple. It's not hard, Andrew. It's not hard.
Yeah, I usually go into carrying too much, and man, I just like, it's Charlotte. I know how to do this. I'll figure it out. Yeah, we got to save some tire. Hey, yeah. That was a good lap in practice. Okay, no big deal. Oh, it was good in if you just don't try, like, I guess.
Exactly. Just give up. That's it.
Yeah, just give up. Yeah, that's my message to everybody watching. Just give up.
There you go. Everybody watching it. There's your little nugget for the night.
Yep.
Just, if you want to do better,
good things will come.
Yep. I mean, I was always told since I was little, if at first you don't succeed, quit.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Same. That's how I live my life.
Well, congratulations on not quitting here tonight, and putting at least 2 tires on here, as it got you to the end and got you a chance to burn those tires down on the rears with the victory here tonight. So who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
I'm gonna give a shout out to you guys, because I've only been racing with you guys for a couple weeks now, and you guys kill it on the broadcast every week. You guys, the commentary is top notch, so shout out to you guys. My teammates, Maxwell Caldwell, Justin Lewis, Todd Merkel, those guys are the best. I would not have won this tonight, probably, or more than likely, if Justin didn't get in his little accident, because that dude is just lights out. He's very good. Shout out to them guys, and that's about it. So
we appreciate
for having me.
Out and yeah, absolutely, a great win here tonight. Got a couple tough ones coming up. We'll see if you can match this pace, and certainly going to need some tires for the next few tracks, as it's not going to be easy in beating them up on there. But take the time. Take the victory here tonight, and rub it into the teammates here a little bit, as Justin may have had the pole, but you got to finish out here on top.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on the win here.
Yes. Yeah. 7 days, boys. I know you're listening.
All right, congrats on the win, Andrew. We'll let you go celebrate.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
You too. That's your winner here tonight, the 81 of Andrew Palesci, and getting it done. A great run here, and a great strategy question mark, I guess. I mean,
best strategy is not to have one.
Exactly. Sometimes lucky is better than good. I mean, we said it how many times, but either way, I mean, you seen once he had those 2 tires on, like we said, I mean, he checked out. I mean, he came out there, regardless of the little issue that the Ty Marasco had on the exit. He was still able to gap Ty Marasco there by another 2 seconds. He said he lost about a second and a half on the issue, but 3.4 seconds ahead of Ty Marasco, 3.1 ahead of Maxwell Caldwell at the end. He was certainly on rails to finish this race out, and really, we didn't see a leader break out at all tonight. I mean, it was close, with Ty Marasco and John Garrett for a while, and then Joseph Grijalva up there. The lead was never really that far away. I mean, it was all within 1 second, and all of a sudden, Andrew Palesci makes a mistake, I guess, and pulls away.
I mean, if you're going to make a mistake, you might as well make it a win, right? But congratulations to Andrew and for the win. Maxwell Caldwell there in P number 2, Ty Marasco for your top 3. Then you had Tim Williams, Joseph Grijalva, John Garrett, Dalton Kilroe, Justin Lewis, Todd Merkel, Ray Courtney for your top 10. Gordon Larson, Tim Lee, Hemi Gardini and DJ Mitchell, all there on the lead lap. So 14 cars finishing on lead lap with everything that was going on tonight. Then you had Mike Rideout, Michael Pratt, Tyler Hilton, Chris Schuessler. I need to move this forward so you guys can see all the rest of these. And then Len McNeese, I can't apologize to Len enough, but ended up 15 laps down. And then Mike Taylor, Cade Green, Hilton Young, Derek Paulson, and I'm sure Derek might be happy I didn't catch the incident in the beginning. Eric Blount, we did catch yours. I don't know what happened to that. That was the biggest netcode in iRacing that I think I've seen in my life. Douglas Johnson, and then Joshua Divers and Michael Eden. So 27 cars out here. Few drivers, having the race ended early, but you come out here, you try, and things happen, and just pick up your head, put your car in the virtual trailer, and move on to the next one. So they're heading out to Worldwide Technology next week, and you heard them, Carl. They're going to be doing some shifting.
Want to thank all the drivers out here tonight, especially the ones, we love getting the shout outs from the drivers to let us know that we're doing a good job. And really, it's all attributed to them. I mean, they put on the great show. It gets me and Jimmy fired up, and we love it up here. We have a blast. I mean, it's something that I never thought I'd be doing. You take this back a year ago,
You're welcome.
even 2 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Never thought I'd be up here and enjoying the booth as much as I do. I mean, there's a lot of times where I enjoy it more up here than being actually out there on the track, but it's fun, and we certainly like to enjoy the banter back and forth every once in a while as well. So thank you to all the drivers out there and all the ones that have given us a shout out about the broadcasting. Thank you to Gold Line Guardian, Fort Worth Screen Printing, and Hilton Crafts and Designs. To Tim Lee for putting on this great series here at VVR, for myself and Jimmy here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the track.
I forget this time. Peace.